Okay, let's start graphing y equals 3 sine 2x plus pi over 2 plus 1. I would like to start by finding the new period of this sine function. So all we need to do on step 1, I just go period equals 2 pi over b. In this case, 2 pi, b is 2, so 2 pi over 2 would be pi. So this is the period of this sine function. It's pi now. Step 2, I divide the new period by 4. So it would be pi over 4. And you know, I divide this by 4 because when I do the table, I have 5 critical points. And I'll show you how to do this in a second. On step 3, I'm going to take the angle in this case, which is 2x plus pi over 2, equate to 0, so I can find where this curve will start. And if I solve for x, I'm going to get negative pi over 2, and then divided by 2 would be negative pi over 4. This would be the starting point of this graph. So this graph will start at negative pi over 4, which is somewhere here. Let's see where this curve will end. I'm going to write 2x plus pi over 2 now equals 2 pi. So we're going to take from 0 to a 2 pi and see what's going to happen. You solve for x, then you have 2 pi minus pi over 2, which is 3 pi over 2, and then divided by 2 would be 3 pi over 4. So the last point is going to be on 3 pi over 4 for that period, period pi. Notice going from minus pi over 4 to 3 pi over 4, we're going a period of pi. So let's plot. This would be my 0. This would be another pi over 4. This would be 2 pi over 4, which is pi over 2. And the last point would be 3 pi over 4. So we will learn how to graph for one period, and then you can make mirror images and graph the whole sine function. Now we're going to come to the table. I have an x and I have a y. I'm going to start by the x equals negative pi over 4 here. And I'm going to plug in this equation. So if you put negative pi over 4, 2 times negative pi over 4 is negative pi over 2. So again, 2 times negative pi over 4 is negative pi over 2 plus pi over 2, that's a 0. The sine of 0, sine is here, the angle is 0. Sine of 0 depends on y, and y is 0. So sine 0 is 0 times 3 plus 1. This would be just 1. Okay? Now, since we are adding increments of pi over 4, let's add pi over 4 to negative pi over 4. We get 0. Go back to the equation. Substitute x equals 0. 2 times 0 is 0, plus pi over 2 is pi over 2. The sine of pi over 2, this is angle 90. So we are here. The sine depends on y, and y is 1. So sine pi over 2 is 1. 1 times 3 plus 1 is 4. So 3 plus 1 is 4. Add pi over 4. 0 plus pi over 4 is pi over 4. 2 times pi over 4 is pi over 2. Pi over 2 plus pi over 2 is pi. So we are here. This is pi. And sine depends on y. Sine of pi is 0. 3 times 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. So y equals 1. 2 more points. Add pi over 4. This would be pi over 2. 2 times pi over 2 is pi. Pi plus pi over 2 is 3 pi over 2. So we are here. This is 3 pi over 2. And the sine depends on y, and y equals negative 1. So sine 3 pi over 2 equals negative 1 times 3, negative 3 plus 1, negative 2. Add pi over 2, add pi over 4, it would be 3 pi over 4. And this would be the last point on my period. And 2 times 3 pi over 4 is 6 pi over 4, which is 3 pi over 2, plus pi over 2, which would be 4 pi over 2, which would be 2 pi. Sine 2 pi is 0, and 0 times 3 would be 0 plus 1, and that's 1. Okay? So now let's go ahead and plot these points. For negative pi over 4, I have a 1. So assume 1 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we need also negative 2. 1, negative 2. So this is the point 1, or negative pi over 4, 1. For 0, I have 4. For pi over 4, I have also 1. And for pi over 2, I have negative 2. And for 3 pi over 4, I have 1. So joining all these points, I can end up with a curve. This would be the curve of y equals. And then, of course, you can keep going with this graph, and this would be the graph of 3 sine 2x plus pi over 2 plus 1. Notice the curve has shifted to the left, negative pi over 4, which is c over b. C over b in this case is pi over 2 divided by 2, which is pi over 4. The curve has shifted to the left pi over 4 units. The vertical shift is plus 1, and this is the vertical shift from here to here. The amplitude is 3, and we can measure the amplitude from here all the way to here. This is called the amplitude 3. I hope that helped. Good luck.